this is Jodi. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to show you this super cute card using the Wondrous Wreath stamp set that's in the holiday catalog. I'm sure you've seen lots of ideas with Christmas cards with this wreath, but I want to show you this cute fall card. This was inspired by Nancy Lewis. I got a card from her in a swap that was similar to this, so I just changed it up a little bit and made it my own. I'm going to start with the soft suede ink pad, and this is the hardwood background stamp. I'm just going to ink the stamp up this way. When I have a large background stamp, I don't even attempt to hold it in my hand. It's just too big and awkward, so I just ink it up that way. That was soft suede ink. This is soft suede cardstock. I'm just going to set it there, and then I'm going to fold my scrap paper over and just rub. And this way I'll get a good solid impression. I won't get my fingers inky. It'll just go off on the scrap paper, and then I have the nice hardwood background there. So that will be one of the pieces, and then I'll show you how I did this multicolored wreath here. So we'll set this aside for just a moment. I'm going to pull in the paper piercing mat. If you look closely, you can see all these little holes. This is intended to be used for the paper piercing. But if you notice on our wood mount stamps, there's that little piece of foam in there with the rubber, and the Wondrous Wreath stamp is photopolymer, and so it's just that thinner layer of photopolymer. So by using this under my cardstock, it gives me that little cushion like the foam does on the regular wood mount stamp. So I'm going to ink up the wreath with Hello Honey. All of the ink colors I'm using are new ink colors. So the first is Hello Honey, and then I've got Mossy Meadow, Tangelo Twist, and Blackberry Bliss. And what I'm going to do is just use the sponge, tap it onto the ink pad, and just randomly add a little bit of color. So do some Tangelo Twist. You couldn't get this to look the same twice if you tried really hard. It's almost impossible. So I'm seriously just randomly adding that ink. This is a piece of Naturals Ivory cardstock. I'm going to just set this on here, give it some good pressure so I get a solid image, and then lift that off, and you can see I'll pull in my original one. A little bit different, looks like on my original I got a little more of the Blackberry Bliss, but again, just so fun to get different colors on there, and it truly looks like leaves this time of year, the autumn leaves. Okay, so I've got my stamped wreath here on my Big Shot magnetic platform, and you notice that little spot right there. That was extra from the actual stamp, so the image here stamped that extra little bit, and that's helpful because that tells me where to line up the framelit. The framelit also has an extra little piece to make it super easy. So I'm just going to set that right around there. Looks good. And then this one has the extra tab too, so I will just line that up like that. Put the other cutting pad on top and crank that through. And then it just punches right out. We'll get that center out of the way. And then peel this back. And super quick and easy, you have your wreath for the card. The other thing I want to show you quickly is the hardwood background. I'm going to pull this back in and use one of the square framelits. This set of framelits just has tons of different size squares. I'm going to set that on there. Cut that out, and that's going to create the little window that I had on the card. And then this just pops right out. This I would definitely hang on to and use at another project. So you can see, I'm going to pull the finished one back in here. I attached that hardwood layer with dimensionals, so I put some in each corner and then another one here and here, just so that whole layer was popped up. And I also popped up the wreath, added a greeting, and then some of the gold baker's twine. And you just have a really quick and creative, fun fall card. Thanks so much for watching. For daily creative inspiration or to place an order, visit my blog. You can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram.